dobrodošli u prenos utakmice četvrte.
This summer. It will not be taken down to the ground and a new ground built for these sides, so they are here for the foreseeable. And our referee this evening, Simone Sozza, is ready to get us underway for this rendition of one of the most famous games in world football. And our starting lineups this evening, both sides making just one change from their last game before the international break. For the visitors tonight, technically for Milan, this is an inter-home game. Just one change, and that's enforced. Fikayo Tomori, sent off in the victory over Roma, means that Simon Kjær, the Danish international, comes into the side. We're just about ready underway. Inter get us underway. That lineup for Milan then, as they're both blocked. A clearance from Bastoni is blocked out to DiMarco. That lineup for Milan, Mike Mannion in goal. Across the back, then the captain, Davide Calabria, and Kjær and partly Malik Chow at centre half, and Theo Hernandez at left back as he's bundled to the ground immediately there by Federico DiMarco, and that's a free kick given in midfield. Then it's Ruben Loftus-Cheek along with Rade Krunic and Tijana Reinders, and then it's a dangerous looking front three for Milan this evening with Christian Pulisic and Rafael Leao up there either side of Olivier Giroud. And for Inter, just one change for them as well, and that's also at centre of defence. Stefan de Vrij, the Dutchman, drops to the bench, and the experienced Italian centre half Francesco Acerbi comes in. There's no debut yet for Benjamin Pavard, as the back three in front of Jan Sommer will be Darmian, Acerbi and Alessandro Bastoni. Two men given this Inter side width as usual. It's Denzel Dumfries on the right and Federico DiMarco on the left. But in the middle, Nicolo Barella, Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Henrik Mkhitaryan, which means there's no place in the side for the summer signing from Sassuolo, Davide Fratesi, despite his double for the Italian national side against Ukraine during the week. But why change a winning team? And up front is a dangerous pairing of the Frenchman Marcus Thuram and the captain and talisman of Simone Inzaghi's side, Lautaro Martinez. So it's a dull day here in Milan. An early evening here, early season kickoff for a derby. All the way the likes of Gunnar Gren, Sandro Mazzola, Ronaldo, Marco van Basten, Javier Zanetti, Paolo Maldini and so many others of the great and good of world football have had the privilege of playing in this famous old derby, and now the superstars of today have a chance to make their mark, as it's two Italian managers, Simone Inzaghi and Sandro Pioli, in the dugouts. And both sides have made perfect starts to the season. 3 wins from 3 for both of these sides. Inter will argue they've had the better start to the season. They've played 3 and they've scored 8 goals and conceded none. 2-0 wins over Monza and Cagliari to start the season before a 4-0 victory, impressive one here, over Fiorentina before the international break. Milan will argue they've had the harder schedule. They've had 2-0 win over Bologna, 4-1 over Torino and 2-1 over Roma. As Pulisic, the American, goes down the right hand side, gets the ball into the penalty area. Ruben Loftus-Cheek arriving, right hand corner of the box. Bastoni's out there with him, goes to ground Loftus-Cheek, but a referee, Simone Socza, says no. And Inter have possession back here with the experienced campaigner Hakan Çalhanoğlu, a man who has played on both sides of this derby, lined out for the Rossoneri before his move to the Nerazzurri. Bit of a controversial one at the time, but of course not the first person to have lined out for both sides. Here's Rafael Leao and moved to Manchester United, but he's going to have to wait. Instead, just one change for either. Why change things? Well, something's going to have to give today in this monumental derby game, as Loftus-Cheek missed controls and lets that one roll under his foot. Last season, well, these sides met 4 times, of course, twice in the league and then twice in the Champions League semi-finals. Another famous instalment of this derby game, and Inter winning all 4 of those games. Here's Thuram now, speeding way down the right. Xiao trying to cover. Xiao goes to ground, but Thuram keeps going. Thuram's got to the byline on the right hand side. Marcus Thuram cuts it back. Good interception, a crucial one. But it's come back to Thuram on the byline still. Gets across just behind Martinez. DeMarco left footed, drills it low. It's in. 1-0 into Milan. 5 minutes gone. It's Henrik Mkhitaryan who turns it in with his left foot. DeMarco drilled it across goal, and it's the Armenian Henrik Mkhitaryan who turns it into the goal past Mike Mannion. Milan players are furious with the referee. Might we get a look at VAR for this here? I'm not sure, truthfully, what they're looking at, but Henrik Mkhitaryan wasn't asking questions. The old adage, put it in the net, ask questions later, and he has done just that. And just as I was saying about Inter's dominance in this fixture last season, Mkhitaryan gives them the lead. There's a potential foul in the build-up from Dumfries. Xiao goes to ground far too easily under the challenge of Thuram. I'm sorry if that's what they're complaining about, I just don't see it. Thuram at the second opportunity, back across goal. DeMarco at the left hand corner of the penalty area drilled it in. Mkhitaryan, well, Milan players should be looking at themselves there. There's 4 of them, and not one of them thought to pick up Henrik Mkhitaryan, who just steered DeMarco's drilled cross shot into the corner past Mike Mannion. And it is 1-0 to Inter. What a start for Simone Inzaghi's men. 5 minutes gone, the Nerazzurri 1, the Rossoneri 0. Milan players still not happy. We're back at the centre circle, ready to kick off here. And we are going to have a VAR check. After all of that, Simone Sotsa is going to have a look. What he's looking for, unclear at the moment. So Theo Hernandez went to ground. It looked like Dumfries and he bumped into each other. And a referee, well, he's actually now going to get a new ball. Not happy with that ball, but it looks like he is happy with the goal. Oh, in fact, that ball, that actually has signalled the goal has stood. The first goal ball of the match set up on the plinth, and Inter have taken the early lead here in the Derby della Madonina. What a start for Simone Inzaghi's men as they continued the dominance they had over their city rivals, their roommates in this famous old stadium. And Milan looked to get back a long ball forward, hopeful, looking for Giroud. Let's go take one bounce into the gloves of Jan Sommer. What a start for Inter, and it's their supporters making all the noise inside. Well, most know it as San Siro. They know it as the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza, and that's what it's known as today. This is their home game. And Henrik Mkhitaryan, just his 6th goal for Inter. Not exactly known as a prolific goal scorer, but he was in the right spot at the right time. DeMarco, it just shows there, you drill a ball into the penalty area, you just never know what might happen. Dreadful defending from Milan. 4 defenders stood around looking at Mkhitaryan. All he had to do was deflect it in. Now there's a ball from Barella. Nice touch off from Dumfries, found himself on the edge of the box. Cleared away, but Thuram picks it up midway inside the Milan half. Marcus Thuram, lovely touch to his captain. Martinez to Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries drills it across, blocked in behind. No, it's not quite come behind. It has now off Theo Hernandez. And that's a corner to Inter, and they are piling on the pressure here, much to the delight of their home supporters. 8 minutes gone, first corner of the match to Inter. Theo Hernandez trying to stop the ball from going behind, couldn't do so, under pressure from Dumfries and Barella. And Inter are well up for this game. Milan not been able to get a foothold in it so far. It's going to be DeMarco to take this corner, left-footed. He's got Çalhanoğlu with him short. Doesn't look like he's going to use the Turkish international. He's not. In comes the delivery from DeMarco. Magnan should have caught that, but instead flaps at it and puts it out for a corner on the other side. Under no pressure in the 6-yard box there, the French international goalkeeper. But instead of catching it, waves at it and sees it go behind. And we're getting a look there. I think that was the one that the Milan players weren't happy about. It was as Thuram was making his way down the right-hand touchline. Denzel Dumfries and Theo Hernandez coming together. Nothing doing to get a look at Simone Inzaghi. He's going for the formal look, the white shirt and tie. My goodness, there's nothing formal about his celebrations. We're going to get a bit of a talking to here for some of the players in the box. Marcus Thuram and Theo Hernandez, the French international teammates there, having a little bit of a jostle in the penalty area. As was Denzel Dumfries. Corner taken short. The other side, DeMarco flicked on by Bastoni. Oh, deflected away. Milan saved that time. It was almost another good flick there from an Inter player. And what a start. 10 minutes gone here at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. You're listening to Mark Strange here in the Derby della Madonina, the Milan derby. Inter 1, Milan 0. Henrik Mkhitaryan the goal scorer. Despite Milan's protestation, there's DeMarco getting in the touchline, left hand side, good delivery. Mkhitaryan's there again. Oh, he glanced his header across the face of goal. He was nearly in for a second. After just 10 minutes, he screams at the sky in frustration, maybe thinking he should have got a better touch on that one. It's beautiful football from Inter that sets DeMarco down the touchline, and Mkhitaryan gets away from Calabria in between he and Chao, and glances the header wide to the Inter supporters, heads and hands from them as well. But yet again, Henrik Mkhitaryan afforded the space inside the Milan penalty area. This time he couldn't just turn it in, but another warning shot from Milan. How many more of those will they get? Giroud with a nice flick. Now they come forward, the visitors of sorts. Calabria, Loftus-Cheek on the right hand side on the halfway line. Ruben Loftus-Cheek goes back to this German centre half Malik Chow, and now here's Fernandez. Reinders Strokes that one out to Kjaer. And Milan with their first real sustained period of possession, but Inter not allowing them, barely allowing them past the halfway line. It's Kjaer again. Just passing back and forward here, Milan, but Inter's high press in line, forcing them backwards, and it's all the way back to Mike Magnan, all in orange, the Milan keeper today. Milan in traditional colours, although this home shirt this year, a lot of fans have criticised it having too much red on it. Red and black stripes in the front, red on the back with white shorts and socks. Inter, blue and black shirts, black shorts, black socks. There's Loftus-Cheek, who skips away from that challenge from Mkhitaryan. Is now on the right hand side line with the edge of the penalty area. Here's Calabria. Good block from DeMarco. Come back to Kjaer. Now Reinders, midway inside the Inter half. Krunic, first touch for the Bosnian international. Pulisic. Back to Reinders. Loftus-Cheek, Reinders, nice touch. Reinders into the box. Calabria flicks it on, but into the gloves of Jan Sommer. All in green, the Swiss international. That's better from Milan, but still not really troubling the Inter defence all that much there. Well, the first time we've seen Sommer, the experienced Swiss international, signed from Bayern Munich in the summer after just half a season in Bavaria after a long-serving stint with Borussia Mönchengladbach. But he is with the ball at his feet again, replacing Andre Onana, of course, is at Old Trafford. And the retiring Inter legend that is Samir Handanovic. Ooh, Bastoni. That's a little bit close for comfort, but in the end, Giroud ends up standing on the Italian international's foot, and he's hopping around a bit of pain. Yeah, a stud on the top of the foot, that's going to hurt. And we've all been there. And it's a free kick given to Inter, but Milan have the ball back. Here's Rafael Leao, the danger man for Milan, gives it to his captain Calabria down the right hand side. Socks around the ankles, delivery from him is deep. Giroud goes to ground, nothing doing, a bit of a theatrical fall from the French strikers. Reinders and Barella now go chasing the ball over the far side. It's going to be a throw into Inter. It was actually Theo Hernandez just behind Giroud. Hard to tell the difference with them, two similar statured men, both with the blonde tips in their hair. Giroud and he both go for the same ball, and it was Hernandez who fell to ground quite theatrically, but Simone Sozza was having none of that. So throw in here to Inter now in line with the edge of their own penalty area with Dutchman Denzel Dumfries. He sends it long down the line looking for Thuram, who flicks it on ahead of his French international teammate Hernandez. Reinders back to Calabria inside the centre circle. And now Kjaer to Hernandez on the left hand touchline on halfway. Ciao. Milan now had a bit more of the ball, but haven't really been able to do too much with it. Really troubling Jan Sommer as we hit the quarter hour mark here at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. Inter 1, Milan 0 in this derby game today. Inter have the ball back now, and that's nice. Martinez on halfway, looks just at Thuram away, but he was just on his back foot, and that ball's over the top. Thuram had the pace for it, but just wasn't quite ready for the pass from his captain. Here's Reinders looking for a way back in. This man, lovely flick there by Giroud, and Inter will eventually clear with Acerbi. Martinez now hustled out of it by a combination of Kjaer and Pulisic. Now here's Calabria, back out to the American international Pulisic on the right. Signed, as I said, from Chelsea after a unsatisfactory spell for both in West London, as was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Here's Leao, dinks it in there, good ball, and Sommer will come out and claim it. Giroud closing down on him, but Jan Sommer commanding his penalty area well, but that's a good ball in from Rafael Leao, and the less he's on the ball, the better for Inter. A real danger man, the Portuguese international. Dumfries, good turn away there from Hernandez. Çalhanoğlu now spreads the ball wide out left looking for Thuram. Dumfries has gone to ground from Hernandez, maybe a bit of payback for the challenge and lead up to the goal. In the meantime, though, here's the goal scorer, Mkhitaryan. Martinez on the edge of the box. Mkhitaryan to Barella, nice pass, but Chiara gets there before Martinez. Barella gets another goal. Mkhitaryan, lovely football from Inter. Dumfries now into the right hand corner, keeps the ball in, a bit of grease on the pitch, bit of rain here in Milan. Dumfries cross blocked by Hernandez. Throw in to the hosts this evening. I keep hesitating at using the word host, but they are technically. Dumfries now with ball in hand, ready to take this throw in, roughly in line with the penalty spot on the right hand side. He can launch a long one, and that's what he's done. Thuram and Chow challenging. That's come off a hand of Chow. Thuram hits it, deflected corner kick. So corner to Inter here after 70 minutes. A snapshot there by Marcus Thuram. Look here again. That ball's definitely hit the hand of Malik Chow, but nobody in black and blue complaining about it. Just the hands are by the side, so not really much in it. So corner kick it is. Çalhanoğlu and DeMarco were there. Çalhanoğlu with the right foot would be an in-swinger if it would be him. He and DeMarco shouting there. And it comes from Çalhanoğlu. It's right on top of the keeper. Chervy's up there. Good header away in the end by Loftus-Cheek. Leao can't bring it under control, and Barella has it back now for Inter. To Mkhitaryan now midway inside the Milan half. And back all the way back to Sommer via Darmian. Sommer looking for Barella, a little bit high for him. He's kept it in though, and his header has actually found Dumfries. Now Dumfries go test the pace of Chiara. Come off Thuram there. It looked, for all intents and purposes, a clear-cut corner, but the replay suggests otherwise. So Inter have their fourth corner now, although perhaps shouldn't have. So we'll see if they can get anything from this. DeMarco is going to take this one left-footed. Çalhanoğlu's there. They're the two over the corners today for Inter. Yeah, a left-footed in-swinger from Federico DeMarco as Çalhanoğlu leaves him alone to take it. In it comes, a good one right on top of the keeper, a good header away there by Reinders. And Giroud volleys it up into the sky. Mkhitaryan back in. Martinez. Oh, that looks like a high boot from Bastoni and Chiara. It is indeed. Free kick to Inter, to Milan. Right on the edge of the box. Simon Kjaer bravely putting his head in there. I think it might actually have been an offside anyway against Lautaro Martinez. It was flagged, so take your pick. There's a free kick for offside or the high boot, but either way, Milan will have a chance to clear their lines. Stefano Pioli, their manager, giving them a bit of confidence there, applauding their work. But 20 minutes gone, it's Inter 1, Milan 0. Henrik Mkhitaryan opening the scoring here for the Nerazzurri after just 5 minutes, steering in Federico DeMarco's drilled ball across the box. And Inter have looked comfortable. Milan starting to settle into this game a bit more now, but Inter playing certainly the better football here. Chow robs Martinez now inside his own half, but Martinez goes and gets it back off Reinders and then proceeds to lose it again to Hernandez. So here comes Theo Hernandez now on his bike, collides with Çalhanoğlu, and that's going to be a free kick to Milan just inside the Inter half. Çalhanoğlu protesting his innocence there, but nothing doing. Theo Hernandez, a real key man on this Milan side, a top quality fullback. Krunic now gives that one to Calabria. He wasn't quite expecting it, but gets the pass away, and now it's back row inside their own half with Chow and Krunic. Krunic now out to Loftus-Cheek. Nice touch from Loftus-Cheek to get away from Bastoni. Right hand corner of the penalty, looking for Pulisic, but DeMarco, good defending, can just shepherd that one out for a goal kick. Pulisic wasn't quite ready for the pass from Loftus-Cheek. And the American international, 21 minutes gone, hasn't really got himself into this game so far. Seems to be enjoying his football though a lot more in Serie A than he was in the Premier League. Nice touch there by Thuram, but it's won back by Loftus-Cheek. And now Reinders. Krunic inside the centre circle, now to Calabria. DiMarco committed to the challenge, but Calabria nicks it round him. Pulisic now, right hand side, maybe inside the Milan or the Inter half. Pulisic goes to ground, nothing doing, this is a referee, but it's back with Chow right on the centre spot. And Hernandez thinks it in. Giroud back to goal. Bastoni with his hands all over him, but no free kicks as the referee, and Çalhanoğlu passes to precisely nobody. And Chiara will have it now on the right hand side, midway inside the Inter half. There's Loftus-Cheek. Now to Reinders. Here's a delivery in from Pulisic, blocked by DiMarco. Not sure how much he knew about it, but he'll take that one. Milan, plenty of the ball in the past few moments, but yet to really test the Inter defence. Commentator's curse, perhaps. There's Reinders. Plays a good ball looking for Pulisic, but intercepted well by DiMarco off his head. But it's going to go out for a throw in right in the corner for Milan. So Nerazzurri being forced to do some defending here. Pulisic gives that ball to his captain Davide Calabria to take this throw in. Gets it back from Pulisic, playing tight on the touchline there. Loftus-Cheek back to Kjaer. And now Chow inside the centre circle. Hernandez clips it forward looking for Leao. Dumfries can't get there, and Leao just couldn't control it. Oh, and Inter won't let Inter away with too many more of those. Rafael Leao, a lovely ball over the top from Hernandez looking for Leao, who made a good run and got in between Acerbi and Dumfries, but just couldn't control, and Sommer was able to mop up, and the ball's back at the goalkeeper's feet now. So that's a bit of a warning there for Inter. Barella now gives it to Acerbi. Darmian. Acerbi down the line with Thuram. Lovely touch brings Barella into play. Martinez now into the centre circle. Lovely football from Inter. Thuram testing the pace of Chow. Chow brings Thuram to ground, does he? Yes, he does. Free kick given and a booking for the German defender. The first yellow of the day from Simone Sozza. Not exactly a bad-tempered derby, certainly not so far anyway, but Thuram testing the pace of Malik Chow, who is no slouch, but Thuram, it just goes to show, is absolutely rapid. And the German defender sliding in, going off his feet. He seemed to think he won the ball, but I'll have a look now. No, he definitely doesn't. Thuram nicks it away from him, and Chow catches the French forward, fresh off his goal against Ireland during the international break. And that's a free kick right on the right hand corner of the penalty area, about 2 yards outside it. Again, there's those two, DiMarco and Çalhanoğlu over it. Çalhanoğlu, a bit of a free kick specialist. This is an awkward angle for all involved. And we'll see just what Federico DiMarco can do. Right on in line, sort of the edge of the penalty area, a couple of yards just to the right of the 18-yard box. Çalhanoğlu will leave it for DiMarco. A two-man wall for Milan. DiMarco steps up and strikes it over the bar. Instead of being an awkward angle, it was goal bound, but he just couldn't bring the ball down in the end. And Mike Mannion now can take the goal kick. In fact, he's going to leave it for Chow to take the goal kick. Passes to Mannion, and now we're underway again. Calabria, right hand side for Milan. 26 minutes gone here. Inter 1, Milan 0. Henrik Mkhitaryan, after just 5 minutes, giving the Nerazzurri the lead. Now the Rossoneri have been trying to get themselves back into this one. There's Loftus-Cheek. Calabria back to Simon Kjaer on halfway. Krunic. Back to Chow in the book for that sliding foul on Marcus Thuram, who will then force Kjaer to go back to Magnan on the edge of the box. So play slowing down here, certainly, after that rapid start. It's been a fairly high intensity game, not bad tempered, as I say. Mike Chow, the first man to go in the book of Simone Sozza. He was Magnan, one of 4 Frenchmen on the pitch, 3 for Milan, 1 for Inter. Marc Thuram for Inter, and Magnan joined by Hernandez and Giroud, with Benjamin Pavard on the bench for Inter and Yacine Adli for Milan. So a bit of a French flavour to this Milan derby. And here's the American, Christian Pulisic, on the right hand side, midway inside the Inter half. Back to Calabria. Loftus-Cheek and Pulisic right hand side. Calabria making the run into the box, but Pulisic goes back to his former Chelsea teammate Loftus-Cheek. There's Kjaer to Leao, who's come a bit deep, but nice touch to get away from Dumfries. Hernandez rides the challenge of Barella, and just once, not the second time, and that's going to get the Inter supporters up. A good strong challenge there from Nicolo Barella. Throw into Milan, and the ball's back at Magnan's feet. He's come all the way to his goal, midway inside the Inter half, but Thuram, no rush to close him down. Milan dominating possession without really troubling Sommer at all. So far, Kjaer now sends a long arrowed ball looking for Leao, who wins a header over Dumfries, and Darmian and Cherby challenging with Giroud. Could have gone anywhere. Darmian gets ahead to it. Reinders then beats Mkhitaryan to back to goal. Now he's facing goal, approaching the edge of the box. Challenge with Mkhitaryan, fouled by Mkhitaryan. So free kick to Milan for the challenge there on the Dutch international Tiana Reinders. And that's fairly central, around 30 yards from goal. So now can Milan test Jan Sommer. We'll see who's over this one. Again, a bit like the DeMarco one. You think it's a great position, but a little bit awkward, because trying to deliver a ball into the penalty area with any sort of pace on it from this angle is next to impossible, but also trying to get a ball up over the wall and down again will prove to be difficult. So Sommer lining up his wall as Kjaer and Hernandez stand over this one. Simon Kjaer can really hit a ball. Not one of those breed of centre halves who can smash a free kick. And Theo Hernandez is also there too. So around 30, between 30 and 35 yards out, pretty much central. Kjaer and Hernandez. Hernandez goes step up, plays into Leao, and behind Leao's one almost Sommer can save. A training ground move there from Milan when everyone was expecting the shot. Rafael Leao snuck in behind, and in fact I think there's been an offside flag up against him. Yeah, he's went too early there, Rafael Leao, but Barella was caught a bit flat-footed. It's a good save for Jan Sommer in the end. Leao not really getting the required purchase on the shot, but he was a good couple of steps in behind the Inter backline. But there's another warning shot for the home side as we hit half an hour. Free kick move there between Hernandez and Leao. Almost getting something there for the Rossoneri. There's Barella looking for Dumfries, loses it, but then a hard challenge on Hernandez, and as a throw in to Milan. So since taking the lead, really, Milan have been dominating possession, but in the stat that matters, Inter lead 1-0. Henry Mkhitaryan the difference. There's Reinders, goes back to Chow, and now Hernandez on the left hand side, right on halfway for Pioli's man. Hernandez is dinks him into the box. He's still going. Hernandez, oh, just past the far post. Theo Hernandez just kept going and going. He danced his way through the Inter defence, and at the end could only poke it goal bound and pushed it wide of the far post. He played a 1-2 with Giroud, a lovely flick by Olivier Giroud. Hernandez bursting onto it through the Inter defence, who couldn't really lay a glove on him. Darmian dangled the dangerous looking leg as Hernandez went for goal. Hernandez losing his balance though and pushes it wide to the far post, but that's the best chance that Milan have had so far. But Hernandez just couldn't bury the finish. But great link up between the two Frenchmen with the blonde tips, Hernandez and Giroud. Giroud flicking it into the path of Theo Hernandez. Inter players had to be careful, they couldn't touch him in the box. Dumfries goes to ground under challenge by Hernandez, but nothing doing. Now can Inter hold the ball? Perhaps stung by that one. Barella, lovely header away in the end by Loftus-Cheek. Leao can't bring it under control, and Barella has it back now for Inter to Mkhitaryan now midway inside the Milan half, and back all the way back to Sommer via Darmian. So Inter almost caught out there. Great build up between Giroud and Hernandez, and the French fullback in the end just pushing it wide of the far post, off balance. Perhaps if been more balanced he might have been able to finish it or else get the ball across to Christian Pulisic. Goal kick taken and bobbling around in there, and Reinders eventually brings it under control under pressure by Mkhitaryan, and too strong a challenge in the end from Çalhanoğlu. It was actually Rade Krunic in the end who Çalhanoğlu brought to ground. So Milan, as I say, dominating the ball, and Theo Hernandez coming close to equalising the goal from Henrik Mkhitaryan. Milan now outpassing Inter 189 to 57 as Calabria now on the ball. Loftus-Cheek to Pulisic, right hand side, 15 yards out from the byline. Loftus-Cheek again. Back to Reinders, right hand corner of the penalty area, slows things down, 1-2 to Pulisic, then miscontrols though and allows Barella to get in there, but he gives away to Loftus-Cheek. Inter don't want to keep the ball here. Krunic out to Rafael Leao. Inter players swarming around him. Good dink into the box, but away by Acerbi. Leao beats Barella to that ball and knocks it back to Chao. And he'll go all the way back to Maignan, who's well outside his box again. So Inter having a hard time getting the ball off Milan here. But you feel so far Milan perhaps lacking just a little bit of a cutting edge. Secure. Chao. Good ball from Hernandez, but in the end it just cuts away from Ruben Loftus-Cheek and ends up in the hands of Jan Sommer. So now 34 minutes gone, Inter will look to keep the ball for a bit. Barella on the right hand side, blocked out for a throw in by Reinders. So both of these sides finishing at a good bit behind last year's runaway champions Napoli. Inter coming third, Milan fourth. But the 2 years before that was the title was in either side of Milan. Milan winning in 2022 and Inter the year before. And so far these are the two pace setters at the top of the league. Dumfries for a long throw, intercepted by Hernandez, and that's a gift for Milan, and Barella forced to put it out for a throw-in. Here's Kjaer. Kjaer down the touchline. To Giroud, and now Pulisic to Calabria. Calabria into Leao inside the penalty area. Good challenge on him by Darmian. Coming forward now with Reinders. Reinders just outside the box trying to get in for a shot. Loftus-Cheek back to goal, goes to ground, told to get up though by the referee. Sotsa and Reinders go in for a sliding challenge. It'll break for Hernandez. Out to Leao, loads of space on the left hand side for Rafael Leao. Gets to the byline, good footwork from him. Overhit cross. Loftus-Cheek is going to have to go chase it to the touchline. A bit uncharacteristic there from Rafael Leao, but Inter still have the ball. It's with Krunic on the edge of the box now. Gives it to Calabria. It's going to be a long range strike from Chow. Drags it wide, left footed. Sommer had it covered all the way. So Inter supporters urging their side to get forward here. They're under the cosh a little bit. Can't get a foot on the ball, but so far being saved by Milan's lack of accuracy. And I think perhaps Ruben Loftus-Cheek had a case there for a foul right in the edge of the box by Bastoni. These two sides sharing an incredible 38 Scudetto between them. 19 each. Such is the heated rivalry here in Milan. Now here's Loftus-Cheek to Leao, edge of the box. There's Calabria. Calabria's been hit one deflected, could go anywhere. Cherby gets it away. But Milan are going to come back a game of Pulisic, right hand side, midway inside the Inter half. De Kjaer. Hernandez gets the ball into the box, away by a Cherby, not very far though. But Barella wins it back off Krunic and Martinez. Now Inter on the attack here. It's 2-on-2. Dumfries and Thuram. And it's Hernandez and Chow. Dumfries gets the ball, finds Thuram, but it's a little bit long for him. And now here he is on the left hand side, faced up by Malik Chow. Martinez and Mkhitaryan have arrived. A strike! Oh, a goal! Marcus Thuram from the left hand corner of the penalty area of absolutely nothing. Inter have been under the cosh. And Marcus Thuram has smashed one into the top corner. And Milan, who have been dominating possession, find themselves 2-0 down. An incredible strike by Marcus Thuram, his second goal in an Inter shirt, his first in a derby. And Simone Inzaghi just sits down. You can see the sweat dripping off his forehead. Takes a drink. Marcus Thuram, hands to the ears, cupping his ears, taking in the applause of the Inter supporters. That is an absolutely stunning goal from the new Inter number 9. And they have just punished Milan. Milan dominating the ball, lacking the cutting edge, and Inter go up the other end and punish them. Initially it was a 2-on-2. Dumfries, his ball was a little bit too long for Thuram. You thought maybe it took the sting out of the move. Chow was over there. Thuram, left hand corner of the penalty area, strikes it right footed. Oh, you couldn't get it further into the corner. An absolutely stunning goal by Marcus Thuram. Left his international teammate Mike Maignan with no chance. And if you get a look at this replay tonight, you are going to want to watch this one. You're also going to want to watch and see Henrik Mkhitaryan's face, a face of absolute wonder, as that ball right into the far corner, right in the postage stamp by Marcus Thuram. And after 39 minutes, it's Inter 2, Milan 0. A rocket from Inter's new number 9. And Milan, they've been dominating the ball. They've had half chances, and they have been punished on the break for their lack of being able to haven't just been able to be clinical at all. And now the Inter supporters are in fine voice inside the Giuseppe Meazza. There's a little bit of nervous energy going around them. There's a nervous ball back past Maignan from Calabria. Martinez buzzing around like an annoying wasp, but Milan will get it away eventually. And now they're looking a little bit under the cosh. Martinez wins it back. Lovely turn to get away from Krunic, and he's spoiled by the Bosnian. And that's a free kick to Inter midway inside the Milan half. And all of a sudden, Inter have their tails up again. A lovely roulette turn there by Martinez to get away from Krunic, who was forced to foul him. What a strike by Marcus Thuram. Oh, it's like a rocket right into the corner. Just kisses the inside of the post on the way in. Beautiful. Now here's Kjaer under pressure. Milan are looking shaky now. They were looking really confident in the ball. Kjaer given an absolute hospital pass there by Tiana Reinders, and is forced to just pass it out for a throw-in right in the corner, which DiMarco was over to take. Well, I don't believe it. Milan dominating the ball, but Inter find themselves 2-0 up. Marcus Thuram with a screamer after Henrik Mkhitaryan opened the score after 5 minutes, diverting Federico DiMarco's cross shot past Mike Maignan. Both of the goals Maignan has absolutely no chance with. The ball's back with Sommer on the edge of his box here, the Swiss keeper for Inter. I briefly said about Simone Inzaghi. Me doing the celebration made famous by Rafa Benitez at Liverpool. Just sitting down, taking a gulp of water. You can see the sweat dripping from his forehead though. And the Inter supporters are bouncing now as Martinez falls foul of Krunic yet again. And it's the Nerazzurri who are bouncing the Rossoneri fans inside the San Siro, the Giuseppe Meazza looking glum. There's a bit of a ball to nothing there by DeMarco, and Mannion will pick it up. Just over 3 minutes plus stoppage time until half time. Oh dear, we get a look at a Milan supporter sitting beside his Inter supporting friend there. Could be a long night. But Milan will look to try and get something back here before the break. Pulisic to Calabria. Can the captain inspire his team? Inter 4 from 4 in the derby last year, 2 league fixtures and the 2 Champions League semi-finals, and they're 2-0 up again. Leao skips past Barella, gets the ball into Giroud, who deflects a header to the Loftus-Cheek edge of the box. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, shot blocked by DeMarco, out for a throw-in around 25 yards from the byline, which the Englishman will come over and take. Whew, wowee. That's just simply stunning by Marcus Thuram. So he scored for France against Ireland in the international break just last week. Final struggle to score a better one this year. Here's Chow to Hernandez. Leao on the left hand touchline. Good touch for the Portuguese man. He strides away from Dumfries. He's still dangerous. He collides with Dumfries, who can't believe the foul's been given. Head and hands by Denzel Dumfries, but Rafael Leao wins the free kick on the left hand side, almost right on the byline. Well, it might as well be a corner kick. It's such is the position of this foul. I think Leao, he's got a little bit lucky there. There's certainly contact from Dumfries, but it looks to me more Leao trips over the ball. Inter supporters still bouncing here. It's going to be Reinders to take this free kick. Right footed from the Dutchman, in it comes. All the way to the back post. It's over the top of everybody and out for a goal kick. Leao was arriving at the back post. Stefano Pioli looking frustrated. It was Martinez with a beautiful ball on the volley, on the turn, that sent Denzel Dumfries away. Initially it looked like his ball was too long for Thuram, but not so. A bit of magic from the Frenchman. And now as we enter the last minute of the 45 here, can Inter go again? Martinez with another roulette turn. This time he runs into Calabria, but it'll come to DeMarco, who has it back for Inter. So after Marcus Thuram opening his account for the Nerazzurri in the 4-0 victory over Fiorentina before the international break, he gets his first derby goal here now as, well, Mkhitaryan and Krunic collide there on the left hand touchline. It's a free kick to Inter. Perhaps a little element of fortune there, but they'll certainly take it. We'll see very shortly how much added time we're going to get here. There's a clearance up the pitch from Bastoni, who ends up colliding with Pulisic. It's come back towards Leao, but Barella, super work by the Italian international. What a player he is. Many surprised to still see him in an Inter shirt, linked with moves to Newcastle and Liverpool amongst others this summer. Now there's Hernandez into Giroud, tries to skip away. Oh, free kick given against Acerbi right on the edge of the box as we go into 2 minutes added on here. And we'll have a look here now. Giroud, a lovely first touch to take him away from Acerbi, who just stretched a bit, and good header away in the end by Loftus-Cheek. Leao can't bring it under control, and Barella has it back now for Inter to Mkhitaryan now midway inside the Milan half, and back all the way back to Sommer via Darmian. Magic from this free kick and half the deficit before the break. Jan Sommer meticulously arranging his wall, getting 4 men into it. Giroud's over this one, as is Hernandez and Kjaer again. And I think Olivier Giroud might fancy this one. Jan Sommer knows whoever takes this, there's going to be difficult. Kjaer, Giroud and Hernandez all having a chat. Pulisic also arriving at his tuppence worth, so it could be any of the four. It's a 5-man inter-wall, 6 if you include Martinez, who's hanging around the edge of it, plus Hakan Çalhanoğlu lying down behind. There's There's 9 inter-outfield players, all either in the wall or hanging around about it. Milan have made their own wall right in front of the inter-wall. Now, let's see what's going to do. Giroud and Pulisic. Pulisic runs over it. Giroud hits it over the bar, and the Inter supporters love that one. Oh, and after all of that, Olivier Giroud doesn't even trouble the goalkeeper. I say Milan made their own wall of 4 right in front of the Inter wall, and Giroud sent it high and blazing wide. So that is going to just about do us here, I think, in this first half. Henry Mkhitaryan and a stunner from Marcus Thuram give Inter the 2-0 lead here, despite the Rossoneri dominating possession. Sommer sends it up. That is indeed half time. Inter 2, Milan 0 at the break. Those goals from Mkhitaryan and Thuram give the Nerazzurri a commanding lead at the break. Join me again shortly for what is sure to be an exciting second. by Hernandez, but Chow under pressure from Martinez, but now Kjaer can come away. Kjaer to Loftus-Cheek coming down the right hand side. Nice flick back for Pulisic. Calabria, the captain. Inter, this is their home game in traditional colours, blue and black stripes. Black shorts, black socks. Milan in their red and black stripes, white shorts, white socks. Good ball by Leao. Acerbi gets ahead a little above Giroud, and Darmian can bring it away for Inter. Simone Inzaghi side dominating this fixture last year, winning 4 out of 4, 2 in the league, and winning both legs of last season's Champions League semi-final. And they dominated certainly in the goal front, not quite in the possession front, but they're dominating on the front that matters. Mkhitaryan goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Jan Sommer, all in green. Mike Mannion, the other end, all in orange. Long ball from Sommer. Kjaer caught underneath it. Martinez tries to get away from Kjaer, and the two of them go to ground, but our referee Simone Stotza says nothing either way, and Kjaer helps Martinez back to his feet. The Inter captain, Argentinian international World Cup winner, the talisman of Simone Inzaghi's team. Here's Calabria, right hand side to Reinders. Loftus-Cheek, good one-touch football here from Milan. Reinders looking for Leao, but well read by Dumfries, and Thuram nicks away from Hernandez, but there's Thiaw to win it back in the centre circle. Now here's Kjaer. And there's Acerbi has gone to ground under a challenge there by Loftus-Cheek. That's Bastoni, actually, my apologies, clutching his ribs. And Loftus-Cheek is a big boy to be running into. And he had a good old tug at Bastoni's shirt on the way by as well, so it's a free. Looking for Leao, Dumfries goes with him, Leao gets a touch on it, but Sommer is there before Giroud could capitalise on it. Good instinctive goalkeeping from the Swiss international, former Bayern Munich man. There's a poor pass by DeMarco to Mkhitaryan, but it'll be a throw in off Krunic. So elsewhere, we've got earlier today Juventus defeating Lazio 3-1 in Turin. That's a big result for Juventus. They really need a lift. There's an offside flag against Denzel Dumfries on the right hand side, just hanging around at the behind the last defender. A double from Duhan Vlahovic, another man who needed a confidence boost, and a Federico Chiesa goal sandwiched in between meant Luis Alberto's goal meant nothing for Lazio. Elsewhere today, at 7:45 this evening, Genoa will host Napoli. Kjaer, Giroud, nice chest to pulse if he can't control him. Bastoni comes away with it. DeMarco now left footed in the touchline, intercepted by Calabria, but he can't keep it in. Got plenty of fixtures between tomorrow and Monday in the league, by the way. Starting at 11:30 AM UK time tomorrow, Cagliari Udinese, Frosinone Sassuolo, Monza Lecce are both 2 o'clock, and Fiorentina Atalanta at 5 tomorrow, Roma Empoli at 7:45 tomorrow evening, and then Monday evening have Salernitana against Torino and Verona against Bologna. Now Martinez in a foot race here with Simon Kjaer. He's going to win the foot race, but a heavy touch forces him out left. Thuram's in the middle, DeMarco arriving, Kjaer with a good sliding challenge, and now Kjaer just rolling around on the floor there trying to win something, and he gets a free kick off of Martinez. So in the end, good defending by Simon Kjaer. Initially lost the foot race to Martinez, but stood his ground well, won the ball back, and eventually won the free kick. Calabria will take that one. Giroud loses out to Bastoni though. DeMarco left footed delivery. Thuram on the penalty spot. Oh, just couldn't get his foot out properly, and it was an easy save for his international teammate Mike Mannion. He just couldn't get his feet sorted out. In the end, it was a weak shot. As Darmian will win the ball back off of Rafael Leao. He's been kept relatively quiet so far, Rafael Leao. A couple of brief glimpses of him, but not too much all in all. Here's Kjaer. Left to Chow. Midway inside their own half here. Simon Kjaer. Off his cheek, dummies way around Mkhitaryan, gets it back from his captain Calabria. Mkhitaryan gets a touch, but it'll break for Calabria. Midway inside the Inter half. Calabria now to Reinders. Back now to Krunic. There's a nice touch by Reinders, intercepted by Darmian, who slips, but they'll get it away here to Dumfries. Per pass though, and at times Inter, for their 2 goals, their possession gain, their passing has been poor, and showing that again there. There's Chow, who's right left to Theo Hernandez, who had arguably, well, no argue about it, he had Milan's best chance linking up with Giroud in the first half, but now here's Martinez and Mkhitaryan linking up. DeMarco given space to run down the left hand side, loads of run to run into Federico DeMarco. Delivery's poor though, Kjaer heads it away. DeMarco will go chasing it again, but it'll come to Çalhanoğlu right in front of his manager. Çalhanoğlu had looked like a handball by Pulisic. Right for a throw in, so it's an Interpol either way. I'm not quite sure what the referee's decision in the end was. To me, a pretty clear free kick against the American international, Christian Pulisic, and it is. It's going to be Hakan Çalhanoğlu, the Turkish international. He scored a fair few wonderful free kicks, but I think this one even might be a little bit far from him. On the left hand side, right in front of his manager, midway inside the half. Good delivery though, headed away by Calabria on the edge of the box, who is then fallen to ground there, and that's not what you want to see at all. I'm not sure if that's maybe hit the wrong part of Davide Calabria's head, but that's concerning. The fact that he heads the ball away and then immediately goes to ground. He's looking, he's sitting up now at least. Yeah, I think that might be what it was. Oof, that is scary. That's not what you want to see. One way or another, we are going to see a Milan sub here, Samuel Chukwueze. Getting ready, but it looks like, thankfully, Davide Calabria is back on his feet, and it's just one of those ones you have to shake off a few blinks and you'll be okay, but briefly concerning there. But play back underway, Inter's drop ball, and it's with Darmian. Now Dumfries on the right hand side. Looking for Thuram, another loose pass by Denzel Dumfries. Giroud now coming away with it for Milan. Pulisic. Good biting challenge in midfield. Çalhanoğlu, and it's too much. Bite in it for Simone Sozza, our referee. It's going to be a free kick to Inter. He resists the temptation to pull out the yellow card, which means Malik Chow, the German centre half for Milan, is the only man to have gone into the book. And the rain is really coming down hard here now at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza, the San Siro. Reinders takes a free kick quickly. Calabria, thankfully looking okay again. Reinders, midway inside the Milan half. Going to have a shot here. Tiana Reinders always rising, never troubling Jan Sommer, and that's disappointing. And my goodness me, it's a downpour here now. Shirts are sticking to the players. It's still quite a, I wouldn't say quite a summer's night here, but that's a real early autumnal downpour here in Milan. This stadium, as I said, they've got a new lease of life over the summer. A lot of talk of these two sides moving out, and I'm either bulldozing the San Siro or doing what Barcelona are currently doing and what Real Madrid have done to the Bernabeu, and sort of extending as they go. But for the now, at least, the stadium is staying as is for the foreseeable. Now, Inter coming forward here down the left with Martinez, Mkhitaryan, Calhanoglu to Bastoni. Back to Martinez, midway inside the Milan half on the left hand side. Mkhitaryan, some blue and black shirts ahead of him. You know, plays a simple ball to DiMarco, and the ball moving a lot on the turf here now. Bastoni, looked like a foul to me, nothing given, so that's a strange one by Sotza. McKieran, Specchiar, Calabria can't keep it in, so that's a throw in to Inter. I looked a certain foul of Alessandro Bastoni on Rade Krunic, but the referee views it as more of 50-50, so compared to some of the fouls that have been given, I'm not sure I agree with that one, but not my decision at the end of the day. Darmian with a throw in all the way back to Cherby, who is going to go all the way back to Sommer, who comes out of his box to get that one. Giroud arriving to press him, but Sommer gets it away well. Thuram wins the ball, but it'll come off of Reinders, and again Milan dominating more of the possession here in the first 12 minutes or so of this second half. There's a ball behind for Leao. Now Rafael Leao's in behind you. Can he make it 2-1? He can. Brilliant finish, Rafael Leao. And Milan finally make all the possession count. And it's the Portuguese man who has scored it and given the Rossoneri supporters something to shout about as the rain teams down here in Milan. Rafael Leao, his 45th goal for Milan. He's just so electric. That ball in behind from, I think it was Giroud in the end. Leao got the better of Matteo Darmian one-on-one with Jan Sommer, and despite Bastoni's late challenge, Leao slots it past the Inter goalkeeper right-footed, and all of a sudden this Derby della Madonina is right back on a knife edge. 2-1, Rafael Leao with the goal. And Milan, as I said, they finally put all of that possession to good use, and Inter are going to have to up their game now. And there's Loftus-Cheek with a strong challenge of Mkhitaryan. The ball will deflect away to Jan Sommer, but just before the hour mark here, we have a game on our hands again. There's Darmian down the touchline for Martinez. Lovely touch off to Mkhitaryan. Down the left hand side and midway inside the Milan half. It's Christian Pulisic back doing some defence. It's Rade Krunic in front of him now. Mkhitaryan, DiMarco coming in the outside. Mkhitaryan goes inside to Calhanoglu. Mkhitaryan again. Now DiMarco. And the ball through is disappointing in the end, and Bastoni was making a run forward, and Kjaer with the interception. So we have had a sub, by the way, in the middle of all that for Milan, as we Simone Inzaghi still out in the pouring rain. His white shirt, his shirt's going see-through. Simone Inzaghi, surely someone can lend him a coat. It's an absolute torrential rain. The fans behind the goal, there's umbrellas, there's ponchos, everything going up. What a downpour. I was about to say, in the middle of all that, we have had a substitute. Samuel Chukwueze has come on in the place of Christian Pulisic. And you almost can't see the rain here. It's such a wet night in Milan now. Reinders looking for Loftus-Cheek. Good interception by Barella, and Calhanoglu completes the challenge. Now here comes Barella over halfway, midway inside the Inter half, sorry, the Milan half. Barella on the right hand side. Nicolo Barella, Dumfries overlapping. Barella stops, has a look around, gives it back to Acerbi, and Bastoni, the Inter line pushing well forward. The centre halves are almost at the Milan box. Lovely touch by Martinez. Chao reads it well though, and good footwork gets him away, and he sends it down the line. Now Milan on the counter attack. Lovely touch by Leao. Sends in Reinders in behind. He's going to have room to chase here. Left hand corner of the penalty area. Tiana Reinders faced up by an Inter defender. Now Leao to the back post where Giroud was lurking, and Giroud was unmarked till he overhits it, and as we hit the 60-minute mark, Stefano Pioli is applauding his side. Milan are getting the better of Inter here at the minute. Inter's lead is looking a little bit more precarious all of a sudden. That ball, had it just been a little bit less on it, Olivier Giroud was pretty much unmarked at the back post. Bastoni looking for Dumfries, but again easily read this time by Theo Hernandez. Hernandez looking for Loftus-Cheek. Good interception by Acerbi. Now can Inter come on the break, and Mkhitaryan, that's about a professional foul as they come, And that is going to be a yellow card. Who was that to now? I didn't quite see. It's Theo Hernandez. His shirt glistening with the rain here. It was a little overcast at kick-off, but nothing could have prepared us for this sort of downpour. Really making conditions treacherous looking out there. There's Bastoni. Ooh, turned the pass back to Cherby. Didn't look. Giroud was lurking, but they'll get back to Sommer. From the edge of his box, sends it long, right foot looking for Dumfries. Hernandez wins a header above him though. Now Giroud and Çalhanoğlu challenging. Loftus-Cheek holds off Çalhanoğlu, challenging him by Dumfries. Foul. Dumfries not happy with that decision, but the referee gives a free kick to Milan, and Dumfries and Calabria, the two number 2s, coming together there as Milan try to get the ball going, and they do. Hernandez left hand side, midway inside the Inter half. Milan much the better side here in the opening 15 minutes, and they're rewarded as Rafael Leao on the end of a lovely through ball by Olivier Giroud has brought them back to 2-1. Now here's Chukwueze, first time he's had the ball at his feet, has a run at DeMarco, still going Chukwueze. Cherby in the end has to stop him, and Bastoni will clear left footed. Inter all of a sudden not looking as sure at the back. Kjaer wins a header over to Ram. Barella chests it down, claims some handball but nothing given. And we've got a player in black and blue now sitting down on the edge of the box, so our referee Simone Sozza is happy to stop it. It's Federico DeMarco suffering a cramp in his left leg. Well, he has been up and down the touchline a lot tonight, and he's not looking too happy there. The man who was looking happy a few minutes ago was Rafael Leao, who got the better of Jan Sommer after a lovely flick on by Olivier Giroud. And Milan supporters embracing in the crowd. There wasn't much to embrace in the first half, but they've been much. And DeMarco is going to come off. The Brazilian now, Carlos Augusto, is going to come on for him. So DeMarco suffering with a cramp, his night is done, and the Brazilian Carlos Augusto is on for him. And Marcus Thuram, the goal scorer of the second goal, he's also withdrawn. For a man familiar to some Premier League fans, that's Marko Arnautovic is on. So just a recap there, those subs in coming off: Barella, DeMarco and Thuram. Coming on is Fratesi, Augusto and Arnautovic. So Carlos Augusto joining Inter after 3 years at Monza. 6 goals in 35 games then from left back last year, after he came over in 2020 from Corinthians in Brazil. So I wonder, can those subs make the difference here for Inter as Sommer collects the ball? Mercifully the rain has calmed somewhat. There's still a bit of a drizzle coming down here, but the heavens really did open in the first 20 minutes this second half. Sommer looking low. Arnautovic, perhaps he's a good physical presence up there, giving Chao some trouble. And now Mkhitaryan into Martinez, manhandled by Kjaer. Advantage play. Mkhitaryan's got the ball at his feet, edge of the box. Carlos Augusto, right footed, saved by Mannion. The substitute forcing the save by Mike Mannion. That ball will roll out of play for a throw in on the left hand side for Inter. And Carlos Augusto just off the bench, not even 5 minutes, stinging the palms of Mike Mannion from the edge of the box. After some good build-up play there from Inter, and Augusto's strike forcing a good save from Mannion. Now here he is, the number 30 for Inter, taking this throw in. Goes to Mkhitaryan. Goes back to Acerbi, almost on halfway. Çalhanoğlu. Çalhanoğlu again, right footed, lovely ball to the top for Arnautovic, who slides, and does he keep it in? He does, but no, eventually the ball will deflect off him last. Almost a beautiful touch there by Marko Arnautovic, but Malik Chow was over to make sure that ball ended up going over the sideline, touchline, sorry. Well, it looked to me almost that he pushed Arnautovic over the byline, but anyway, play continues. Loftus-Cheek now to Chukwueze for Milan, faced up by Augusto. We'll go back to Simon Kjaer. 67 minutes gone here at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza, and we are in for a dramatic closing period of this game. It's Inter 2, Milan 1. Inter led 2-0 at half time. An early opener by Henrik Mkhitaryan and a stunner just before the break from Marcus Thuram, as Chukwueze tried to send him behind, but much too long. He's fast, but he needed a motorbike to get on the end of that one. But Milan, who dominated possession in the first half, finally turned that possession into goal, and it was who else? Rafael Leao, who got in behind after a lovely flick on by Olivier Giroud to slide one past Jan Sommer, despite the attentions of not one but two Inter defenders, as Arnautovic goes to ground there looking for the free kick, but nothing doing, says our referee Simone Sozza, who's been happy to let the game flow tonight. Only the two yellow cards now, both to Milan, Malik Chow in the first half and Theo Hernandez in the second. Here's Krunic, the Bosnian international midfielder. There's a 1-2 with Leao, then turns around and gives it back to Chow. Kjaer under pressure by Martinez, and he'll force to go back to Mike Maignan, all in bright orange, the Milan keeper on the edge of his box. Maignan is happy to have ball at feet. Inter happy to let him have ball at feet here. He still has it, and creeping forward ever so slightly. Martinez eventually puts pressure on him and forces him to kick it long. Leao wins the header over Dumfries, but well read by Darmian ahead of Giroud. Lovely link-up play there between Martinez and Darmian down the right-hand side. Darmian plays the ball there. Now it's Martinez on the edge of the box. Lovely touch. Lautaro Martinez cuts on his right foot, edge of the box. Brings it in there for Mkhitaryan. That's 3-1 to Inter. A deflection takes it past Mike Maignan, and Henrik Mkhitaryan has his second of the game. And again, like they did in the first half, Inter score while under the cosh from Milan, and it's 3-1 to the Nerazzurri. Henrik Mkhitaryan has his second of the game, and after 69 minutes, that could be a crucial goal for Inter if they are to win yet another Derby della Madonina. The adoring Inter fans are back on their feet. They've been fairly quiet in the second half, but they're back. Lovely football there. Matteo Darmian started it all. He won the ball ahead of Olivier Giroud. Lovely link-up play. He eventually found Martinez with a long ball, left-hand corner of the box, brought to Mkhitaryan. One touch. Chow came in to block it. Did it even touch him? It did. It took a nick off of Malik Chow's leg, was wrong-footed. Mike Maignan in goal, but it's Henrik Mkhitaryan's goal all the way. Beautiful build-up from Inter, a wonderful finish from Henrik Mkhitaryan. Inter 3, Milan 1, with just over 20 minutes to go. And the Inter supporters reminding their City rivals of just how many goals they've scored now, and you're pleased to know as well the celebrating Simone Inzaghi has a coat on now, not before his white shirt went see-through in the rain. But Henrik Mkhitaryan's second of the game, those three subs refreshing Inter. It was the build-up play, it was Fratesi. I was initially crowning it to Martinez, but it was the substitute Fratesi. Lovely link-up with Darmian. Darmian's long ball to Martinez into Mkhitaryan. Lovely touch from the Armenian, and he drills it past Maignan with the help of the deflection. Here's Kjaer. Can Milan pick themselves up off the floor again? Bastoni gets that ball for Chukwueze and back to Sommer, who then gives it back to the Italian international centre half. Here's Carlos Augusto on the left hand touchline. Here he is again, Augusto. Arnautovic, bit of a heavy touch, and Fratesi will be beaten to it by Theo Hernandez, who goes to ground. Oh, and foul given as Dumfries was about to come away with it. And Hernandez will light it on for the first time tonight. We've got a little bit of pushing and shoving. It was Rafael Leao and Denzel Dumfries coming together there. Strong challenge by Fratesi on Hernandez. Too strong for the referee, and thankfully for Milan's sake, because if not, Denzel Dumfries was on the counter-attack, and it was Leao who gave Fratesi a shove after that there, and a little bit of argy-bargy, but we're back underway again here now, and the ball's at the feet of Malik Chow. Now, he threw his body in the way of the shot from Mkhitaryan, but the deflection off his thigh was enough to wrong-foot his goalkeeper. Çalhanoğlu's had a bit of a swipe there, and I think he's going to be the first Inter player to go into the referee's notebook today. He is indeed. I think maybe an accumulation of fouls there, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu is the unfortunate party to end up with the card. But he had a bit of a swipe at the ankles there of Tiana Reinders, right on the touchline. So free kick to Milan, who, as I said, they've dominated possession, but they just haven't been able to be as clinical as Inter, as Carlos Augusto intercepts there in front of Loftus-Cheek, and all of a sudden Inter on the counter-attack. Martinez back to Augusto. It's 3-on-3 here. Body's coming back now. Augusto into the penalty left hand side. Delivery. Kjaer gets his head onto a good clearing header. Martinez is up there with Calabria, the two captains coming together. Milan get it away. Now Bastoni leaves it for the double goal scorer, Henrik Mkhitaryan, middle of the Milan pitch. Bastoni. And Fratesi will go back to Acerbi inside his own half. Who then rolls it back to Sommer on the edge of the box. And lovely ball by Acerbi, looking for Arnautovic, finds him ahead of Chow. Drags him out to the left hand touchline. Arnautovic back to Bastoni. Çalhanoğlu. Acerbi. Nice touch by Darmian to take out Rafael Leao, and now Çalhanoğlu opens up his body and plays a lovely ball right on the foot of Carlos Augusto. Wet pitch, so he can't control it, and Calabria wins it back. Now Chukwueze to Loftus-Cheek in the centre circle. Good footwork by him, and he goes down under a challenge of Mkhitaryan. Inter conceding a lot of free kicks. They're 3-1 up, but they've been by no means dominant, but they have been clinical. Absolutely clinical. We're going to have another Inter sub here. We're going to see Stefan de Vrij introduced for Alessandro Bastoni here on 74 minutes. The Dutch international, experienced campaigner. And replace the Italian international at the back. Inter fans showing their appreciation there for both Bastoni and de Vrij. So he comes on to shore things up at the back for the Nerazzurri here, just over a quarter of an hour to go. There's a free kick waiting to be taken here by Krunic in the centre circle for Milan. And he rolls it to Kjaer, he gives it back to him. Not much movement ahead of him, so pass to Chow. And now Hernandez, midway inside the Inter half. Leao looking for Reinders, but well won back that time by Darmian. Dumfries' clearance blocked by Leao, and Acerbi's got to deal with it, which he does. An awkward header there for Acerbi facing his own goal, but he gets it away. Now Chukwueze to Leao, over to the right hand side, and he's been upended now by Acerbi, so the free kick's really racking up here in favour of Milan. Well, they're going to be stopped from taking that one quickly. So it's going to be a left-footed delivery here by Theo Hernandez. He certainly admits the material their Puma shirts are made by, but the wet has made these Milan shirts shiny and sticky looking. Hernandez, left-footed delivery, it's a good one, as Acerbi has to get the head on it, and Sommer will come out and claim the second ball. Good confident goalkeeping there from the Swiss international. And then bowls it out over around him. Çalhanoğlu, Fratesi. Çalhanoğlu, lovely pass there. That'll send Fratesi away up the middle. Fratesi's got options to his left and right. Uses Carlos Augusto, left hand corner of the penalty area for the Brazilian. Faced up by Calabria, and happy to turn and go back to Acerbi. Çalhanoğlu. Goes back to Devray, furthest man back for Inter. Nice pass by Fratesi to open things up to Darmian, who goes over the halfway line on the right hand side. Inter's captain Martinez, who knocks it off to Arnautovic. Martinez. Inter now quite happy to play some nice short passing game. Now Dumfries on the right hand side. Dumfries, lovely pass into the penalty area for Fratesi. Good block there by Hernandez, and it's put out of play for a throw in the right hand corner here for Inter. We're going to see a triple sub now for Milan, so I will try my best to keep up with that one as we get a look at an Inter legend in the crowd, Javier Zanetti. They don't get much bigger than that around here. The first sub then is going to see Olivier Giroud removed in place of the Swiss international Noah Okafor. So Giroud really a bit of a periphery figure tonight. However, it was his lovely flick that sent Rafael Leao in for the Milan goal. So he's off, and Luka Jovic is on for Tijana Reinders. So two attacking changes here for Stefano Pioli. Former Real Madrid, Eintracht Frankfurt man Jovic is on there. Reinders is off. And then our last sub here for Milan. We're going to see the introduction of Alessandro Florenzi, and that's going to come on for the captain, Davide Calabria. So that triple sub, just to summarise there again for you, but Jovic, Okafor and Florenzi coming on for Giroud. Oh, and that's a penalty to Inter. It's a penalty to Inter. Just as I was about to do that, an Inter player's gone down the way. Lautaro Martinez has been fouled in the box. Let's have another look at it. Out of absolutely nothing as Theo Hernandez brings him to ground. A 50-50 and a loose ball, and Hernandez, oh, he's kicked the foot of Martinez. That's a sore one for both. But our referee Simone Sozza, with absolutely no hesitation, to point to the spot, and Inter could go 4-1 up. And we're going to see, despite Henry Mkhitaryan on a hat-trick, Hakan Çalhanoğlu is going to take this penalty for Inter that could take this game well beyond the reach of Milan, who've just made that triple sub. I was just recapping it there for you. Giroud, Reinders and Calabria off for Jovic, Okafor and Florenzi. But now on 78 minutes here, Hakan Çalhanoğlu versus Mike Mannion after Theo Hernandez kicks the foot of Lautaro Martinez and trying to clear the ball. Mannion playing a few mind games there, standing right in front of Çalhanoğlu, told to go back to his goal line by Simone Sozza. Çalhanoğlu not perturbed by that one. The Turkish internationals will take us right-footed. Referee just making sure there's no encroachment. Çalhanoğlu steps up. Çalhanoğlu buries it right down the middle. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. It's Inter 4, Milan 1, and Inter's dominance of the Derby della Madonina has continued here this evening. What a scoreline this is. Milan have dominated possession at times. They have not been clinical enough. Inter have been, and Çalhanoğlu made absolutely no mistake from the spot, smashed it down the middle. Mannion dived. I don't think he would have saved that anyway, even if he had stayed still. And the Inter supporters are singing in the rain here at the Giuseppe Meazza. It's Inter 4, Milan 1 as we go into the last 10 minutes of normal time. A brilliant penalty by Çalhanoğlu, no messing about. And that will continue Inter's perfect start to the season. They might have conceded the goal now, their first goal of the season, but my goodness me, a statement victory here for Inter. 10 minutes to go, yes, but they lead 4-1 as Hakan Çalhanoğlu takes the applause from his home supporters. Rafael Leao looks in despair, and Çalhanoğlu, that's actually going to be his last action of the game. What a way for your night to finish. He's been replaced by the Albanian Christian Aslani, and the Inter supporters are absolutely loving every second of this here. The rain has got heavy again, but they're singing in the rain. The rain is coming down on the Milan players, and it's not happy. It's not happy for them. It never rains, but it pours for Milan. And now here's Inter coming forward again. Arnautovic. Now he's outnumbered here. He has Martinez up with him. And Aslani and Mkhitaryan. Here's Aslani. First touch for him. Lovely turn away from two Milan defenders. Carlos Augusto in acres of space on the left hand side. Here's De Vrij. By the way, Theo Hernandez now wearing the captain's armband after Calabria's exit. What a way to start as a captain's armband, as João has to swipe that one clear for a throw-in under pressure by Martinez. And Inter, with their tails out, the first 20 minutes, maybe even 25 minutes in this second half was all Rossoneri. But since then, Inter have dominated. They've added to their lead. It's 4-1 now. Lautaro Martinez still walking a little bit gingerly after getting that boot from Hernandez. Hopefully he's okay. Here he is in the corner now. He looks alright, moving well. Digs that one out, finds Aslani. Aslani, good effort. Took it on the chest and then hit one on the half volley. He was leaning back and over the bar, but a good effort by the substitute. A lovely build up by Martinez, who was faced up by 3 Milan defenders, managed to dig out a ball into Aslani, who just couldn't keep his shot down. And Inter are on the cusp of a famous victory. If the score stays as it is, or forbid it for Milan's sake, gets even bigger, this will be one of those derbies that will be talked about for generations. Here's Krunic now for Milan. As Hakan Çalhanoğlu gets a bit of an encore there. Loftus-Cheek on the right hand side gives it away to Mkhitaryan. Lovely turn there from Acerbi, and he's fouled. Free kick to Inter, who seem to be really enjoying this now. Francesco Acerbi, just the oldest of old school, 36 years old, experienced centre half, and the Inter fans are having a party here at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. Darmian to Dumfries on the right hand side for Inter, midway inside their own half. Aslani, first time ball for, oh dear, that's got to be a booking there. Fratesi trying to chase that one, and he's been hauled back. About as professional foul as they come there from Alessandro Florenzi on Davide Fratesi. No yellow card coming though. Let's get another look at that penalty by Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Not put off by Mike Magnan's antics prior to the penalty. Smashes it down the middle and then exits the field to the applause of the Inter faithful as Carlos Augusto goes back to De Vrij. And Darmian. Down the right hand side to Dumfries. Sends one down the line there for Martinez to chase. João gets there first and has to direct it behind for another corner to Inter. 84 minutes gone here. And Javier Zanetti up in the crowd there must be enjoying this one alright. As is everybody in the stadium and around the world in black and blue. The Nerazzurri 4, the Rossoneri 1 here, just over 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go at the San Siro, the Giuseppe Meazza. This famous old ground, this famous derby. As Inter have their 5th corner of the game. This is the first corner of the second half at all. It's taken until the 84th minute. It's going to be a right-footed outswinger here from Fratesi. And it comes as a wicked ball in, and it just misses everybody. Mkhitaryan will chase it down to the far side and keeps it in, ahead of Florenzi. 1-2 with Acerbi. Back to Acerbi again, Mkhitaryan, and he's going to go back to Acerbi again. Nope, he dummies, and instead goes down the left-hand touchline himself, but just he and Martinez not quite in the same wavelength, and Magnan can pick that one up. Bowls it out as Milan try desperately to get something back into this game. 85 minutes gone now. Malik Chow trotting forward, being allowed to progress a fair bit. Gets it to Kjaer, sliding tackle by Martinez, going out for a throw, but he gets the applause of his manager for his efforts and from those Inter faithful. And we are going to have another sub here for Milan. And we're going to see the end of Ruben Loftus-Cheek's evening. Did not get involved as much as he would like, so he's replaced by the American international Yunus Musa. There's a strange pass by Florenzi that Hernandez has to get back and chest back to his goalkeeper before Fratesi can get to it. So that's Musa on for Loftus-Cheek. So a double by Henry Mkhitaryan, a stunner by Marcus Thuram, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu's penalty for Inter as Carlos Augusto wins it back off Musa. He goes down the left-hand touchline, leaves Musa in his wake. Carlos Augusto still going, gets it back, nobody really in the middle for him to aim at. It's going to come back to Mkhitaryan, and a hat-trick blocked by Musa, who makes up for losing that ball. And it's going to be a free kick then to Milan as Jovic is fouled. Haven't seen a single thing from the Serbian so far. Super work there by Carlos Augusto getting past Musa, but he actually had to just slow down. There was nobody in black and blue in the middle for him to aim at, and eventually when they did arrive, it was blocked and cleared away anyway. Here's Rafael Leao, who is a danger man for Milan. He halved the deficit just after the break. At that point, Milan, well, they were the better side. All the momentum was with them. They've had 61% of the ball in this game, and that ball's a long one searching for Leao. Good touch, but nobody can get in the end of it. Okafor was there, but Sommer gets there first, the Swiss international teammate. And now Inter are just happy to knock this ball around. Sommer with it at his feet. Now to Cherby in the left-hand corner under pressure by Chukwueze. Bit of a heavy touch by Cherby, but he booms it down the line. Chiara and Martinez come together as they have so often today. Arnautovic pulls Chao out of position and finds Carlos Augusto, who's been pretty good since coming off the bench, the Brazilian. Sommer now to Darmian. Aslani. Being tracked there by Okafor, but he gets it away to Cherby and Carlos Augusto again. Yes. 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Inter's dominance of this game continues. Cherby taking the throw in here. September of 2022. Milan won that one. I told you a lie earlier when I said that Inter won both games in the league last year. One of those wins was in the Supercoppa and then a 1-0 win in the league. But Milan had won the opener last year 3-2, but it's been 4 wins in a row since then from Inter, including the 2 Champions League semi-finals in May. It's going to be another one tonight for the Nerazzurri. There's a ball won back. And Mkhitaryan on the break here. Has Martinez ahead of him. Too many red and black shirts in the way, and Musa will come away with it now for Milan. Options ahead of him, but instead he picks out Carlos Augusto, who's already got the better of Musa once, and this time draws the foul from the American. And that's going to be a free kick to Inter as we go into the last minute here of this game. And the Inter supporters, we got a deafening din here inside this famous old ground. They are rival supporters, not so. Sommer with the ball at his feet, picks a nice pass out right to Dumfries. Dumfries to De Vrij, stepping forward out of defence, gives it back to his Dutch international teammate. And then Darmian back to Sommer. So the rain that has fallen in this second half, it threatened the rain from kick-off. It was a grey overcast day in Milan right up to kick-off and for much of the first half, and the heavens opened here in the second half, and it's been a grey day for Milan, a dark day for the Rossoneri. That's the Inter supporters who are singing in the rain here, as we'll see. We'll go into 5 minutes of added time here at the end of this one. Can Inter make it 5 goals? Dumfries to Arnautovic. Overlapping run from Fratesi, but Arnautovic just couldn't find him. Instead of a lovely crossfield pass, looking for Augusto, just couldn't bring it under control. Lovely pass by Darmian, but just a little too long for the Brazilian. Florenzi now with the ball in his hand in front of Simone Inzaghi. who will be absolutely delighted with his side. For the second game in a row, they've scored 4. The clean sheets are gone, but I mean, that wasn't going to last all season, was it? But what this fantastic start to the season again. 12 goals now in 4 games. Lovely link-up play there by Chukwueze to send Musa chasing after that one into the right-hand corner. Yunus Musa now faced up by Stefan de Vrij. Cuts in field. Florenzi to Chukwueze, puts his head down, finds Florenzi again in the box. Can he get one back again? Let's go back to Chukwueze. Oh, what a block. Acerbi on the ground makes the block. Comes back to Leao. Heavy touch, and it's won back by Aslani. Milan have it, though a little bit messy here. Okafor, Leao at the back post. Can't get the delivery in. And now it's all the way back with Hernandez in midfield. Nice touch there for Jovic. Look at Jovic, good interception by Aslani, and Darmian dances round Leao, much to the joy of these Inter fans. Finds Fratesi. Fratesi goes to ground on the challenge by Krunic. That's a throw into Milan despite the Italian international's protestations. Here's Hernandez, who at 2-0 in the first half had Milan's best chance of that half. Put it wide. Rafael Leao did have the deficit, but the writing was probably on the wall for Milan right from the start, and now here they go. It's 3-on-2 at the back. Mkhitaryan, Martinez and Arnautovic versus Chiao, and Chiao, Mkhitaryan, lovely ball. It's 5. I don't believe it. It's 5. Oh my goodness me. And it's Davide Fratesi. The shirt is gone. It's 5-1 to Inter. His first goal for his new club. And Davide Fratesi puts the icing on the cake. The final embarrassment for Milan. And it's Fratesi, his first goal for Inter. A wonderful counter-attack from the Nerazzurri. And the new boy, just signed from Sassuolo this summer, buries it past Jan Sommer. For apologies, past his own keeper. He buries it past Mike Maignan. And Simone Inzaghi can barely crack a smile. But it was won back in between a combination of Carlos Augusto and Mkhitaryan off of Chukwueze. Mkhitaryan broke. He had Martinez and Arnautovic ahead of him, but he was looking even further ahead at Fratesi, who made a wonderful run through the middle. Hernandez didn't track him, and Fratesi, with the most confident finish with his right foot, rolls it past Mike Maignan for 5-1. He's going to get a booking for losing the shirt, but I think that's the least of his worries right now, as the referee gives him the booking. He holds a hand up and says, yep, I know. But he doesn't care. And it is Inter 5, Milan 1. Just let that scoreline resonate. My goodness me, they'll be talking about this game for generations of Nerazzurri supporters. This is one that Milan supporters will speak of with horror for years. As we go into the last minute of the 5 added on here, surely the referee will put Milan out of their misery at the end. It may not be over yet. Kjaer stops Arnautovic going on the run. Lots of high fives being shown around the Inter